Ghana's economy has developed at the quickest rate in 2 years. The country posted a better than expected final quarter gross domestic product growth of 5.4%, beating government and International Monetary Fund's forecast. To help us make sense of this, we have international financial analyst Okweoluwa Dapo Thomas to talk to us. Hi, Dapo, good to have you.
Hi, thank you.
Ghana's GDP recorded a 5.4% improvement over in the last quarter of 2021. What do you think of this growth?
Oh, well, it's quite impressive. I mean, analysts had it at 5.1%. I mean, we knew the economy was going to grow, but I mean, to this level was very, very encouraging, especially when you look at other countries. So relatively, Nigeria economic GDP grew by 3.4%. So Ghana 5.4% is very, very impressive. We also need to acknowledge that this is a sharp rebound from the lows of the COVID pandemic, and the target is to return to pre-pandemic level. So that's what they're actually looking at. But 5.4% is very encouraging. And remember, in 2020 it was 0.4%. So in 2021, having it at 5.4% shows that they are, going on to a higher economic growth.
So what do you think contributed? What are the factors that led to this growth? What are the contributing factors?
Well, so we have to analyze it. I mean, like I said, in 2020 it was 0.4%. So what happened that year was the pandemic. So going to 5.4% means that all the things that the pandemic held down had improved. And there are two sectors that basically were responsible for this growth: the agricultural sector and the services sector. We need to know that the services sector, it's basically half of the GDP of Ghana. I mean, we look at things like trade, hotels and restaurants, transport and storage, information and communication, financial and insurance activities, real estate. So these are the sectors that picked up last year compared to 2020 when there were lockdowns and there were short supply chain issues. Also, agriculture as well. You can now sell, you can now move things from different places. So crops, cocoa, livestock, forestry, logging, fishing, all these activities picked up as well. So these were the two major contributing factors to the economic growth of Ghana.
Analysts are thinking that, of the opinion that we will see a decline in the first quarter of 2022. Do you think that's going to happen? Anything that the results that are going to be posted will be negative or not as great as what we saw in Q4?
Well, it's the only reason that's going to stop it, obviously, is what we're having in Europe. I mean, like the world is interwoven, so there are so many transactions that are going on. But the truth is, we're expecting it to grow higher because in quarter 3 2021, GDP was around 9.9%. So we're having a higher forecast for 2022, which is higher than what we got in 2021. Analysts are looking at it growing up to 6.8%. So unless things change, in the whole global economy, and especially with other things that are contributing to low, forecast. I mean, we're looking at people bringing up increasing interest rates, and that might slow down economic activity. But if it doesn't slow down economic activity, things can continue to pick up at this level.
Do you think it's linked to the high inflation that's been experienced globally? As you mentioned, we've seen factors of high inflation, supply disruptions all around the world. Do you think this sentiments are being linked to high inflation?
Well, two of them are distinct, economic terms. So inflation, obviously, is the increase in the cost of goods and services, while GDP is the the increase in the monetary value of goods and services passed around the nation. So you can see that as a healthy indicator. So the higher the GDP, the healthier the economy. But the higher the inflation rates, technically, I wouldn't say the more terrible the economy is, but it's not a good sign for the economy. So Ghana's inflation percent is around 19.4%, which is very high. It's higher than what we have here in Nigeria at 15.6% thereabout. So it's the GDP, yes, is showing that economic activity is going on, but it's going on at a price and at a cost. And with inflation rates going up higher, they need to find a way to address the inflation rate without actually affecting GDP. So that's why you might see a different economical imbalance of the growth of both contributing indicators. So it's very, very good for Ghana economy overall. Like I said, compared with other African countries, it's very decent. And the services sector has picked up, and it's going to show more room for improvement, and foreign direct investment will come in. Foreign investors are going to look at it and say, okay, yes, I think it's safe to come back to this economy. And I mean, we're not expecting another lockdown, although there's issues obviously in China where you see there are lockdowns and then people are still saying COVID is out there. But withstanding or not having that lockdown again will ensure that the economy keeps growing.
We hope things get better from here. Thank you so much, Oluwa Dapo Thomas, International Financial Analyst, for joining us today.
Thank you very much.